Whitehall, 1212, quickly.
This is Scotland Yard.
For the first time, Scotland Yard opens its secret files to bring you the authentic, true stories of some of its most celebrated cases. These are accurate records drawn from these files by special permission of Sir Harold Scott, Commissioner of Scotland Yard. They're true in every respect, except the names of the participants, which, for obvious reasons, have been changed. The research has been done by Mr. Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter for the London Daily Express. And the stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper.
New Scotland Yard, the London headquarters of the Metropolitan Police, is situate near the embankment on Whitehall, hard by 10 Downing Street and almost in the shadow of Big Ben. Here also is the headquarters of the CID, the Criminal Investigation Department, the body of men whose exploits for more than 100 years have made the name Scotland Yard synonymous with the brilliant detection of crime and unrelenting pursuit of the criminal, and the presentation of the painstakingly acquired evidence that assures his eventual punishment. On the lower ground floor of New Scotland Yard is the famous Black Museum, whose present custodian is Chief Superintendent James Davidson, a Scotland Yard veteran. Behind this door...
Good afternoon. This Black Museum of ours is rather unique. Everything in it was at one time connected with the successful solution of a crime, or was closely involved in the crime itself. We possess an imposing collection of lethal weapons here, each carefully docketed to indicate its origin. Here are half-empty bottles of almost every poison known to man, together with a statement of particulars concerning its use. Here are the blood-stained garments on which the solution of a crime of violence depended. Among the Black Museum's relics are disguises used by famous criminals, death masks of notorious men and women whose ends Scotland Yard encompassed, and a great many other more gruesome mementos of man's inhumanity to man. Among the exhibits are others seemingly incongruous objects that in their time served well in the undoing of desperate criminals. Such an exhibit is this one, the fragments of a set of teacups. This collection of shards was the first step in the solution of a frightful crime which occurred during the Blitz of July 1940.
Yes, sir?
Will you please bring me file number 302 MR 651, Constable?
302 MR 651, sir? Yes, sir. One, sir.
In July 1940, the Battle of Britain was at its height. The Luftwaffe hits us at all hours, and from advanced defense fields of the RAF, the weary Spitfires rose day and night to do battle. Thousands of British people died in Britain as a result of enemy action. But in the midst of the very present war, murder went on as usual. Chief Superintendent Peter Carruth received a telephone call at Scotland Yard on the morning of the 3rd of July, a Wednesday.
File 302 MR 651, sir.
Thank you. The call was from Chief Constable at Matfield, a Kentish village near Tunbridge. The Chief Constable reported the finding of the bodies of 3 women shot to death and requested the assistance of the CID. The services of Scotland Yard are available to the provincial police at all times if requested. The Home Office assuming all expenses if the request is made within 24 hours of the discovery of the crime. At their own expense if we're called in after that. Chief Superintendent Carruth was gratified that the request came at the very beginning of the case, and he drove to Matfield at once with a medical examiner from the Home Office and Detective Sergeant Small, also Scotland Yard. They were met at the scene of the crime by Matfield Chief Constable Thomas Bennett.
It's good of you to come so quickly, all of you. It's all quite beyond us here, sir. What with the Blitz and all?
I'm sure. I had a bad time.
Having it, sir.
Yes, I've no doubt.
Those ours, Mr. Bennett. Spitfires. Jerry must be up again. Well, here's what happened. In the house, there's Miss Evans, the servant.
Is she dead?
2 holes in her head.
Yeah.
Place all ransacked. All tore up.
Where are the others?
Mrs. Ames and her daughter Jessica's lying down there in the orchard. Also shot.
Yes, I see.
Where do we want to start, sir?
The house, I think, first.
Well, come in then, sir. Gentlemen.
Thank you.
Very much. Thank you.
They've lived here in Matfield a long time. Have they, Bennett?
Miss Evans, the servant, has always lived here. Mrs. Ames and her daughter moved here a year ago.
Mrs. Ames a widow?
No. Estranged from her husband, though they're quite friendly. He lives at Pittington.
Oh, yes, I know. I've been there.
Owns a farm.
Does he know about this?
My station sergeant telephoned him this morning, sir. He was in London, but he'll be home this evening. Shall I go first, sir? She's lying right by the door, and you might trip over her.
By all means.
You might try this.
These is the gentleman from Scotland Yard, Constable.
Yes, sir.
This is her. Miss Margaret Evans, sir. Age 61. Servant. Living in.
Oh. See what you can find out, Bernard.
Right you are.
Small, get started looking for fingerprints.
Yes, sir.
Place has really been ransacked, hasn't it?
Uh-huh.
What's missing?
Haven't checked yet, sir. Haven't touched anything.
Good.
Well, not much chance of finding out if anything is gone, though. Everybody that lived here is dead.
I'd like to see the others.
Right, sir. If you'll come with me.
What's that over there? Tea things?
Yes, sir. Looks as if she dropped the tray when she saw the murderer.
Have a look at them, too, Small.
All right, sir.
Down this part, sir. The orchard, that's where they are.
Mrs. Ames?
And her daughter, Jessica.
They have many visitors?
Very few, sir. And the place is back from the road, isn't a bit by the roses. Hard to tell they do have. Here she is.
This is the daughter, I suppose.
Right, sir. Her mother's over there, off the path.
Daughter was running away toward the house. Mother was facing the other way. Shot in the back, too.
Aye.
Found anything here in the grass? Cartridge cases, anything?
No, sir. We did find this glove, though, sir. Sorry, I had it in my pocket. Almost forgot it.
Oh, woman's glove. Size 6, I'd say. Hogskin. Shops sell thousands a week. Left hand. Whose is it?
Isn't Mrs. Ames, sir. Too small. Or Miss Jessica's either. Too large, I'd say, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yes, I think so.
Maybe the murderer, sir.
We'll see. All you found?
Or so far, sir.
Where was the glove?
Oh, over there, sir. I marked the spot with those 2 sticks.
Alongside the mother's body?
Yes, sir.
Well, as soon as Bernard's examined the bodies, I think you'd better have all this grass scythed down and see if you can find anything else. Cartridge case or anything.
Right, sir.
Shall we walk back to the house?
Yes, sir. Good hunting, lad.
Beg your pardon?
Talking to the fighter chap up there. Hope he shoots some Jerry's bloody ears off.
He probably will.
Got a son in the RAF, flight sergeant in the Coastal Command.
Good man.
19 years old. When I was 19, I was a farm man for good old Uncle Tom Cobley. I wonder if they've found anything yet in there, sir.
We'll see. Oh, here's Bernard. Anything yet?
Well, I want to see the other bodies first. Discovered a little so far. Where are the,
Down the path back there, sir. We've touched nothing.
Except this glove.
Oh, is this one of theirs?
Wrong size.
All right. You can remove the bodies as soon as I finish, Chief Constable.
Yes, sir. I'll have the van here at once. See to it, please.
Yes, sir. What are you doing, Small?
I'm trying to fit these cups together, sir.
Well, what about fingerprints? I wanted you...
I found a good many, sir. They all check with hers.
How did you know they were hers?
Oh, I took hers. I wish live people's were as easy to take.
No others?
Well, I'm not sure yet, sir. As soon as I get the others down there, I'll make a very thorough check. These cups and saucers.
She dropped them when she saw the murderer, probably.
That's quite. But why should there be 4 cups, sir?
4?
One for the mother, one for the daughter, one for the maid. For
Miss
her?
Evans was more a companion than a servant, sir. Here in Matfield, we...
Yes. And one for the murderer.
Why, then, they must have known the murderer.
People don't usually offer a cup of tea to a perfect stranger.
You could make up a list of their friends, Chief Constable,
They
and
had
then...
very few friends, sir. Kind of standoffish like they was, and the parson, the grocer, postmistress, not any real close friends, so to speak.
Make up a list and check where they all were yesterday.
Yes, sir.
What about this estranged husband of Mrs. Ames? Would he have a motive?
Oh, I don't think so, sir. He used to come visit her, I know, but...
Oh, he did, eh? And he's in London now, you said.
I went down yesterday morning, they said, sir.
Where does he live, did you say?
Piddington, sir, near Oxford.
You take over, Sergeant Small, you and Mr. Bernard. I'll call you from Piddington.
Piddington, sir? Do you think...
I think I'd like to know whether our friendly ex-husband was really in London yesterday or elsewhere.
At Piddington that afternoon, 70 miles away from Matfield, Jem Davies, the man of all work, explained to Chief Superintendent Carruth that John Ames had not yet returned from London. Miss Viola Masterson, the manager of the Ames farm, however, was at home, recovering from an accident. Carruth spoke to her in her sitting room. Her left arm was in bandages, and she was obviously in slight pain. Carruth sympathized with her.
I'm so sorry to disturb you, Miss Masterson.
It's quite all right. I'll be up and about in a day or so. It pains a little, though, now.
I suppose you've heard about the former Mrs. Ames and her daughter?
I'm so dreadfully sorry. I knew them slightly, you know.
Oh, did you?
I'd have gone over to Matfield if I hadn't been so stupid as to fall off my bicycle and injure my arm. I'm afraid I'm not a very good cyclist. Oh, do you have any clues as to the...
Murderer? Very few at the moment. Very few, I'm afraid.
Oh, what a pity.
Mr. Ames went to London yesterday.
Yes, he was probably in London while his former wife and daughter were murdered. He often stops in to see them on his way. If he'd stopped there yesterday, he might have prevented it.
Yes, yes. I suppose he can account for his movements yesterday.
I'm quite sure he can, Superintendent. I expect him at any moment.
You were here at the farm all day.
I rode about the farm all day on my bicycle until I had the accident. I'm sure Jemmy Davis can confirm that. And the bicycle is still where I left it, where I fell off, unless Jemmy's brought it back.
I see. By the way, have you ever seen this glove before?
Let me see it. No, I'm afraid not. Did it belong to...
We're not quite sure.
Well, it's not mine. Much too big for me, I'm sure, Superintendent.
You've never seen it before?
Never.
Thank you, Miss Masterson.
Is that all you wanted? Aren't you going to wait for Mr. Ames?
Oh, I don't like to disturb you, Miss Masterson. I'll wait out there with Jemmy. It is Jemmy, isn't it?
By all means, talk to Jemmy. I'm sure he'll confirm everything I've said.
Good day, Miss Masterson.
You know where to find Jemmy?
He was sitting alongside the stable door cleaning a shotgun when I last saw him.
Jemmy Davis was a simple-minded man. He didn't realize that he was talking much too freely to the friendly Scotland Yard man.
Well, it'd be a terrible thing, I expect, but I don't shed no tears for him. I didn't like her nor her daughter neither.
Hated them?
It been none of my business, sir. But now, Mr. Ames, he be a real fine man. And she treated him awful bad.
How?
Dug in the manger. Kicks him out, she does. And then when he finally meets a woman he loves, and that woman loving him, she won't give him no divorce.
You seem to know a lot about Mr. Ames' affairs, Jemmy.
Him and me, we be just like that. I'd do anything for that man. Her, too, for that matter.
Who?
Miss Masterson. There. Well, that's pretty clean, ain't it?
Let's see. Clean as I'd ever want a gun to be.
Had it for years. Old-fashioned, like me. But she be a good shotgun. He uses it all the time for rabbits.
Mr. Ames?
Well, buys his own shells, too. Miss Masterson, she's scared of it. Tried to teach her how to shoot it. But she was scared. Now, you couldn't kill a person with this here gun, I says to her. Not unless you got up real close. Funny thing, though. She shot a rabbit with it yesterday. You know, it made her so sick at her stomach when she shot the poor little fella. Never again, she says to me.
Did you see the rabbit, Jemmy?
Well, what were left of it, she were too close. Well, not worth bringing back to cook. You know, I think that's why she fell off her bicycle thinking about it.
Where did she fall?
Well, it was in the meadow yonder. The wheel slipped on the grass.
Jemmy, did you ever see this glove before?
Huh? No, sir. Oh, can't say as how I have.
Sure?
No, sir. Whose is it?
I found it.
Well, finders keepers.
That's what they say. So you don't think Mr. Ames and Miss Masterson will be upset by Mrs. Ames' death?
Lord bless you, no, sir. Now they can get married. Well, that dog-in-the-manger wife of his. Oh, he must have been the last one to see her alive.
Oh? How's that?
When he stopped to see her on the way to London yesterday. Why, I thought you was going to wait for him to come back, sir.
Chief Superintendent Caruth hurried to the local police station, where he put through a trunk telephone call to Matfield. Detective Sergeant Small, the Scotland Yard man, answered the telephone at the murder house.
Small here.
Small, I want you to check at once on something.
Yes, sir.
I want you to make the most diligent inquiries. Get that chief constable there to inquire of every person in Matfield, if necessary, at once, to discover if this man Ames was seen in Matfield yesterday. You got that?
He was seen, sir.
He was?
The postman, sir. We've been making inquiries all over the village of Mrs. Ames' known friends, and we've come across several curious things, sir.
Well?
Well, the postman observed Mr. Ames walking toward this house yesterday afternoon.
He's sure?
He positively identified him, sir. Known him for years. Spoke to him, called him by name, and Ames replied.
What else?
He was carrying a shotgun, sir.
Oh. I discovered here that he intended to visit them. But the gun...
Well, looks as if he's our man, doesn't it?
What else did you discover?
Well, there's a bicycle belonging to Mrs. Ames is missing.
Oh?
And the porter at the railway station reports a strange woman carrying a parcel arrived in town yesterday, but so far we have been unable to trace her. Now, the local police have picked up a deserter from an army camp near here. He's being questioned now. Then a lorry driver for the gas company at Oxford reports picking up a woman on the highway near here yesterday afternoon. She was wearing one glove.
Oh?
Now, he thinks her bare hand was scratched and bleeding.
Yes?
She explained she'd fallen off her bicycle and was trying to catch a train. He took her to the railway station. And then... Oh, what did you say, sir?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I was speaking to Dr. Bernard, sir. I'll put him on. He wants to speak to you. Thank you. You there, Caruth?
Yes, Bernard.
I've discovered why you didn't find any spent cartridges, Superintendent.
Yes?
The women were killed with a shotgun, probably a .410 shotgun.
Yes, I know.
The murderer had to pick the discharged shells out of the breech of the gun by hand.
Yes, but...
Probably carried them away and disposed of them elsewhere.
Did you recover any of the shot from the bodies?
Yes, quite small pellets. Bird shot.
Mark it in evidence and hold it for me. I think those little lead pellets are going to hang someone, Bernard.
Back at the Piddington farm, Chief Inspector Caruth found that Ames had returned in his absence. Jemmy, the garrulous man of all work, was just leaving. He was going to fetch Miss Masterson's abandoned bicycle, he
I'll
said.
be going out to fetch Miss Masterson's bicycle, sir.
Look here, Jemmy. Would you like a £0.50?
What for?
That rabbit Miss Masterson shot. Is it near where she left the bicycle?
Oh, furlong or two, sir.
Fetch it back for me.
What for, sir? Well, it ain't fit to eat. She were too close.
Oh. I've a fancy to see how that gun of yours works, Jim.
Oh, that old gun of mine, she be a very good gun, sir.
Show me. Here.
Well...
Good man. Now, is Mr. Ames in the house?
Aye, sir. No, I'll fetch the rabbit and show you. But the poor thing will be all full of bird shot, sir.
That'll be all right, Jemmy. I'm very interested in bird shot.
Yes?
I'm Chief Superintendent Carruth of Scotland Yard. You're John Ames, hmm?
Yes. Now, you're the gentleman who was here this afternoon.
Yes. May I come in?
Do. You've come about the murder of my wife and daughter.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Carruth, you said?
Yes.
I cannot pretend any great grief, although I am shocked at the tragic.
May I sit down? I spoke to Miss Masterson, your manager, this afternoon.
She said you were here.
Perhaps if Miss Masterson is strong enough...
Here I am.
Oh, sit down, my dear. Please, sit down.
Don't hurt my hand, John. I'm all right. Well, sir?
Am I correct in assuming that with the death of Mr. Ames' strange wife, you and he...
We can be married, yes.
Mr. Ames?
That is true. My wife has consistently refused to give me a divorce. Although we were on fairly good terms.
She and I weren't. I'm glad she's dead.
Violet,
And
yes.
that horrid daughter of hers, too. Now we're rid of them once and for all.
Violet.
Do you share Miss Masterson's views, Mr. Ames?
I'm afraid.
And perhaps he's not as ferocious as I am, but he shares my views all right. Don't you, John?
Yes.
And what were you doing with a shotgun on the way to her home yesterday, Mr. Ames?
John, you didn't. You didn't.
Mr. Ames.
You didn't tell me. Oh, John. John, now you've spoiled everything.
Your wife and your daughter were murdered with a shotgun, Mr. Ames.
I didn't do it.
He didn't, I say.
What gauge is your shotgun, Mr. Ames?
This is absurd, Mr.
Yes, of course it's
Carruth.
Why do you think it's absurd?
My dear sir, my gun, which incidentally is an American-made Remington over and under 12 gauge, has been broken for 4 weeks.
You see?
Broken?
The sear spring is broken. It's quite impossible to fire the gun. You can examine the gun at your leisure at Henry McGovern's The Gunsmiths on High Holborn in London, where I took it yesterday.
We'll check that. Why did you visit your wife yesterday, carrying your broken gun?
I dropped off in Matfield on my way to London to have the gun repaired. I begged her again to give me a divorce.
She refused?
She refused again.
For the last time. And we're going to be married now at last. Don't expect us to weep for her. Whoever killed her should be given a medal.
Violet.
Oh, stop it. You're just as glad as I am. Aren't you?
Excuse me. The telephone. Yes? Yes, he's here. One moment. It's for you, Mr. Carruth.
Thank you. Chief Superintendent Carruth here.
Small here, sir. We found Mrs. Ames' missing bicycle.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Discovered in a ditch close to the place where the lorry driver picked up the woman with one glove.
Oh, good.
And there are numerous fingerprints on the handlebar, sir, but of the right hand only.
Most interesting.
And the strange woman whom the railway reporter observed was carrying a parcel, you remember?
Yes, of course.
It was a long parcel about the length of a gun, he says, wrapped in brown paper.
I see. Have you taken the things you spoke about?
Things, sir?
Yes.
Oh, the fingerprints on the bicycle?
Yes, quite.
Yes, sir, I've taken them.
How soon could I see them and the people you spoke of?
Up there, sir?
Yes.
Well, there's an up train that we can have stop at Pittington, leaving here in half an hour, sir.
I think you'd better come then if you can find the others you mentioned. I'll meet you at the Pittington station.
Right, sir.
Goodbye. I'm very sorry.
Could I ask? You have uncovered some other evidence, sir?
You're not going to arrest John, then? He won't be charged with murder?
I think I can almost assure you that you will not be charged with murder, Mr. Ames. I'm sorry, I must go and meet my colleagues. This is quite important.
Will you be coming back?
I probably shall. I shall want to be able to assure Mr. Ames that he will not be held.
Oh, John.
Is the Scotland Yard man still here, Mr. Ames?
Why,
I'm here, Jemmy.
Well, I fetched you the dead rabbit, sir, with your half-crown's worth of birdshot.
They met him at the railway station 2 hours later. Detective Sergeant Small, Chief Constable Bennett, the lorry driver who had picked up the woman with the bloody hand and the one glove, and the railway porter who had observed the woman carrying the brown paper parcel the size of a gun. Leaving Chief Constable Bennett at the station to make a telephone call, the party proceeded to the Ames farm.
Oh. Good evening, Mr. Carruth.
May we come in, please?
Why, this is quite a delegation.
May we come in, please?
I suppose. Do come in, although...
Thank you. Where's Miss Masterson?
Viola?
Yes, dear. Why, what...
Miss Masterson, do you recognize any of these people?
Why, no, of course not.
Patterson, do you recognize this woman?
Hey, she's the lady in blue slacks that picked up my lorry on the road to Matfield yesterday. The lady that said she fell off her bike. Her hand was all bloody and she had one glove on.
Like this one?
Yes, sir. Exactly like that.
O'Connor,
Yes, sir?
have you ever seen this lady before?
I seen her yesterday, sir. Getting off the 12:06 train that passes through Piddington before it gets to Batfield. She was wearing blue slacks and carried a brown paper parcel about the size of a gun, sir.
Now, look here, what's the meaning of all this?
Come in. Well, Bennett.
Just like you thought, sir. I telephoned the doctor who treated Miss Masterson, and he informs me that he treated her left hand for multiple lacerations, removing particles of road gravel and stains of tarvia from the palm. Miss Masterson, there is no gravel or tarvia at the meadow.
Thank you. Mr. Ames, I'm extremely sorry for you.
John, now we won't get married.
Viola Masterson, I arrest you on the charge of willful
I
murder.
wanted to get married, and she stood in our
And I
way,
must
John.
warn you that anything you say will be taken down and may be used in evidence against you.
John, what have I done?
The evidence adduced by Chief Superintendent Carruth, the identifications by the lorry driver and the railway porter, the shotgun pellets which proved identical with those Miss Masterson had fired into the unfortunate rabbit, the glove which was identified as hers by the store which had sold it to her, the gravel from the road in her wounded hand, and the motive, which was all too plain, proved sufficient evidence to convict Viola Masterson of the murders of Mrs. Ames and her daughter, and of the servant, Margaret Evans, who provided the first clue, the fourth cup. Miss Masterson had determined to murder the servant to eliminate the only witness to the murder of the others. In a trial marked with frequent air raid alarms caused by an enemy whose depredations could not prevent murder from going on as usual, she was found criminally insane and is now imprisoned in the asylum at Broadmoor. John Ames was tried as an accomplice, but acquitted. He joined the 1st Battalion of the Buffs and was reported missing in action in the Italian campaign. Constable, you may turn the file 302 MR651, the Blitz murder case, to the records room. Good afternoon.
You've just heard the first case in the series Whitehall 1212, drawn from the official files of Scotland Yard by permission of Commissioner Sir Harold Scott. All names were changed in this story for obvious reasons, but everything else is true. It occurred. Whitehall 1212 is written and directed for radio by Willis Cooper. Next, listen for Tales of the Texas Rangers on NBC.
Whitehall, 1212, quickly.
This is Scotland Scotland Yard.
For the first time, Scotland Yard opens its secret files to bring you the authentic, true stories of some of its most baffling cases. These accurate records are drawn from the Scotland Yard files by special permission of Commissioner Sir Harold Scott. They're true in every respect, except for the names of the participants, which, for obvious reasons, have been changed. The research has been done by Mr. Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter for the London Daily Express, and the stories for radio are written and directed by Mr. Willis Cooper. Here are the participants in case number 498MR381. Neville Hutchins, shopkeeper.
Yes, I saw the man.
Rafe Dibble, taxi driver.
I drove him to Charing Cross.
Arthur Cunningham, the estate agent.
I never saw the woman before.
Mrs. Veronica Fanshawe, housewife.
The woman was a most unsatisfactory housekeeper.
Mrs. Leonie Fonier, housekeeper. Inspector Harold Lowe of Scotland Yard.
One of these persons is a murderer. Which one do you suspect? Incidentally, if you're looking for what the Americans call cops and robbers, with the goods and the bad shooting it out, or if you expect lean, pipe-smoking men in fore and aft hats saying, "Follow that cab," you may be disappointed. The job of a policeman, says Commander Rawlings of the Yard, is 95% perspiration, 3% inspiration, and 2% luck. But we have our moments. Now, having concluded my little sermon for today, and if you're still interested, come along with me. This is Scotland Yard's Black Museum. I'd like you to meet Chief Superintendent John Davidson, the caretaker.
Yes?
It's Inspector Lowe, sir, and a friend. Maybe come in.
By all means.
Come along. Chief Superintendent William Davidson.
Well, how do you do? I expect Lowe has told you all about this place, has he not?
Well, frankly, no, sir. I was hoping...
quite. Well, these cases you see around the walls contain articles of all sorts which were important to us in the solution of crimes. In the other room, there are our murder weapons. Now, here are bits of evidence, each of which has played its part in the conviction of a criminal. Here's a blood-stained jacket and a plaster cast of a dead man's hand. Well, what did you wish especially to see, Lowe?
Case number 498MR381, sir, if you...
Oh, the Fonier case.
Right, sir.
Oh, here in this corner. Come along. There's a trunk, rather large, old-fashioned black trunk with a heavy lid. It served its purpose admirably.
Telephone call received by Inspector Harold Lowe at Scotland Yard, 2:55 p.m., Monday, 10th May, 1948.
Inspector Lowe speaking.
This is Bannerman in charge of the left luggage room at Charing Cross Station, sir.
Yes?
We've come across something queer here, sir. Something that I'm afraid wants investigating.
What seems to be wrong, Bannerman?
I think you ought to see it, sir, really.
Well, what is it,
It's
man?
a left luggage ticket, sir, that was left by one of the station boot blacks. He
A
found
left luggage ticket?
Yes, sir.
Well, don't you think...
The ticket is for a large, heavy black trunk, which was left here several days ago, sir.
Oh, well, that does alter matters, doesn't it?
I'm afraid so, sir.
Well, I'll be right over. Bannerman, is it? You, Bannerman?
Yes?
Detective Inspector Lowe, you spoke to me on the telephone.
Oh, yes, sir. Will you just step inside, sir? I'll be away for a few minutes, George.
Well, hurry back.
Will you come with me, sir? I've the ticket in my desk, sir. Here, sir.
Oh. Well, what's wrong with it?
It was found on the up platform by one of the boot blacks a few minutes after I'd issued it, sir.
Well, the owner lost it.
It's exactly the way it was found, sir. All crumpled up in a ball.
Yes, I see what you mean.
A man could lose a ticket, sir, but he wouldn't throw it away just a few moments after he got it, sir.
Do you remember the man?
Oh, I don't remember him at all, sir. I just remember it was a man.
What?
It might have been a woman, sir. We handle so many people here.
Well, is the trunk still here? You said it's for a trunk, didn't you?
Yes, sir. It's right over in that bay, sir.
Well, let's have a look at it, please.
Follow me. There, sir. The black one. You note the numbers, check.
Ah.
It's very heavy, sir. Let me give you an hand.
Yeah.
Lock doesn't look very strong.
Well, I'll have it open.
Full of cloth.
Cloth isn't that heavy. There's something else in here. Take the end of this piece. The trunk and its contents were removed at once to Scotland Yard for examination. The contents were taken to the pathological laboratory. Detective Sergeant Sean Flannery and I examined the trunk itself.
It seems to be very old. It's in good condition, though. They don't make goods like this nowadays.
We shall have to have it tested for dabs, of course.
Fingerprints. We'll find millions of them, sir. Man at the left luggage rooms, our own people.
The late occupant?
And from the age of it, we're likely to find Oliver Cromwell's.
Half a talk. What's this?
What?
I'm afraid our friend should have removed that.
What?
It's a label. Here, give us the magnifying glass, will you? Answer it, will you, old boy?
All right. Flannery here. Oh, all right. Send it down here at once, please.
What is it?
Report from the laboratory. They're sending it down.
Report from the Pathological Laboratory, Scotland Yard, delivered to Inspector Lowe, Tuesday, 11th May, 1948.
Reference 498 MR381. The body found in the trunk is that of a Caucasian female about 40 years of age. Black hair and eyes, perfect teeth, height 5 feet 1 inch, weight 104 pounds when alive. Bruise on back of head, not cause of death.
Oh.
Bruises and superficial abrasions caused by fingernails on neck.
Sure, okay.
Well, preliminary examination indicates death caused by manual strangulation. Outer garments missing. Body clad in undervest bearing laundry mark 316 ADFA. Black nylon stockings, new, size 6.5. Body wrapped in cotton duster, slightly stained with blood, same type OA, as that found on neck. Body removed to mortuary. Please advise disposition of other articles. See Schedule A attached. Pathology laboratory, please.
Excuse me, Inspector.
Yes, Flannery. Hold it a sec, please. Inspector Lowe here. What is it, John?
I finally made out the printing on that label.
And?
Neville Hutchins, second-hand articles, Brixton.
Nip off and see the fellow. Does he remember the man who bought it and all that, you know? Best go at once.
All right, sir.
Hello? Hello? I'm sorry. Who is it, Gwyn? Look, Gwyn, suppose you take the fingerprints of the lady from the trunk and pass them on to the print file at once. Perhaps we can discover who she was. Oh, you have done that. Good, good. She might have been one of our former customers. After all, really nice girls aren't often found in trunks, are they? Thanks, Wynne. Ask them to let me know, will you? Thanks. Oh, and get photographs of those laundry marks checked with our list, too, will you? You have done so. Well, I shall buy you a beer one of these days, Gwyn. Over and out. 3 irons turning a dull red in the fire. Fingerprints, label, laundry mark. Not bad, Inspector Lowe. Not too bad at all.
Conversation between Detective Sergeant Sean Flannery and shopkeeper Neville Hutchins at the latter's shop in Brixton.
I'm Detective Sergeant Flannery of Scotland Yard, Mr. Hutchins.
What do you want?
You carry second-hand luggage in stock, sir?
Well, what about you?
Trunks, perhaps?
If you're looking for stolen goods, I don't know anything about any. Anyway, I haven't got any trunks. I sold the last one I had something more than a week ago.
Indeed.
In bloody deed. So what?
The ancient black leather one?
Well, how do you know?
Well, we found it.
Where?
I should say that's none of your business at present.
That's the one they found the body in at Charing Cross?
How do you know?
Well, I read the papers. Percy Hoskins had half a column about it in today's Express.
That's the one.
Well, how do you know?
It's your label. No. When did you sell it?
Oh, let me look. Yeah, here we are. May the 2nd.
You got the buyer's name?
Now, this ain't Selfridge's, mate.
You remember what he looked like?
Well, he was tall and thin.
Complexion?
Dark hair, dark eyes.
Dressed?
Yeah, I don't remember that. What, did he do it, you think?
Would you recognize him again?
Well, of course I would. If he walked in here a year from today. Tall, thin, dark.
Well, we may ask you to identify him. Thank you. You're, of course, to say nothing whatever at this call.
Now, look here, Mr. Ray.
If you do, we shall be very seriously annoyed with you, Hutchins.
I've got nothing to conceal. I'm an honest man.
And if your tall, thin, dark man hears of it, you might just find yourself inside a trunk one day.
Yeah.
Just mind your eye, Mr. Hutchins. I shall be seeing you again.
Yeah.
Good day, sir.
Report of the Fingerprint Division, Scotland Yard, to Inspector Lowe.
No record at all, sir, of the prints.
None at all, eh?
None whatever, sir. Shall we continue our search? Interpol, the provincial police, the American FBI?
No, not until I ask you. That'll do for the present, thank you.
The laundry marks on the dead woman's clothing were identified by a laundry in Shepherd's Bush as having been issued to a family named Fanshawe. Further inquiry disclosed the fact that Mrs. Veronica Fanshawe, the only woman member of the family, was alive and well. She was summoned to Scotland Yard by Inspector Lowe.
These are your laundry marks, then?
No doubt about it. But the clothing's not mine. That I'm quite certain of.
Yes, I'm sure they wouldn't fit you. They're very small.
They're very cheap, obviously. Vulgar. I should never wear things like those.
Have you any idea how your laundry mark could...
I've no idea. Unless...
Unless what, madam?
We had a cook-house keeper a short time ago. She was one of those tiny women.
And where is she? What was her name?
Her name is Leonie Fonier. She's French.
Is she still in your employ, Mrs. Fanshawe?
She is not. I discharged her more than a week ago. I don't know where she is.
Why did you discharge her?
I did not approve of her. She'd been divorced and, well, you know these French women. Besides, she was a most unsatisfactory housekeeper.
I see. You disliked her a great deal.
I disapproved of her.
Will you come with me a moment, please, Mrs. Fanshawe?
Why, whatever for?
Will you come with me, please?
Where are we going?
If you'll follow me, please.
What is this place?
This table here, if you please.
Is this awful smell?
This is our mortuary, Mrs. Fanshawe. Did you ever see this woman before?
It's Leonie.
Your former housekeeper?
I always knew she'd come to this.
Thank you, Mrs. Fanshawe.
Other visitors to Inspector Lowe's office, Scotland Yard, between 12th May and 15th May, 1948, was conductor Simon Norwich of Houndsditch.
I was reading in the paper, sir, about this here black trunk the bloke murdered the woman in. Horrid, ain't it, sir? Well, see, you know, there was a fellow got on my bus at Brixton the afternoon about the 4th of the month. He had a large black trunk with him.
Ah?
You know, I was half a mind not to leave him aboard, sir. But the bus was empty, and I says to myself, poor sod, oh, with that great big heavy thing, so I let him on, though it is against the rules.
Heavy, you said?
Well, not heavy after all, sir. Bulk is the word, but it was big and black and old-fashioned, like the paper says.
Would you recognize him again, Norris?
The only thing I remember about him is he had dark black hair, sir.
Where did he get off your bus?
Oh, I remember that, sir. Rochester Row in Westminster. I helped him off the trunk. The last I seen was him staggering down Rochester Row with his great hulking black trunk on his hump in the rain. Say, was he the murderer, sir?
Rafe Dibble, taxi driver of Clerkenwell Road.
The garage sent me, sir. They said they had a notice from Scotland Yard asking about any driver that had a fare to Charing Cross Station on Monday the 10th who had a large trunk as luggage.
Had you such a fare?
Yes, sir, I did. Would that be the murder trunk locked in all the papers, sir?
Where did you pick up this fare, Dibble?
It was a very heavy trunk, sir. The gentleman says it's full of books, sir. Books, I says, feels more like a dead body, sir, I says. And he just snickered. So I roped it onto the luggage rack and took it to Charing Cross. My books, he says. Dead body, I says. And that's what it was, wasn't it?
Where did you pick him up?
Oh, in the rain, sir, at Rochester Row, right across the street from Westminster Police Station. See, here's my trip card, Rochester Row. If he's the murderer, sir, I'd know him in a minute. He was tall and thin and had black hair, like an Italian or an Irishman.
Précis of case number 498MR381, 13th May 1948, compiled by Inspector Lowe and Detective Sergeant Flannery, 14th May 1948.
Mrs. Fanshawe, number 1. Her antipathy toward victim, highly suspicious, watching her closely.
2. Hutchins, the shopkeeper. Uncooperative, but possible suspect.
Don't go so fast, sir, please.
All right. Description vaguely like that of unknown suspect. Tall, thin, dark-haired, under constant observation. Myself.
Number 3, bus conductor Norwich and taxi driver Dibble state they can identify suspect. Have they seen the shopkeeper Hutchins yet, son?
Taking them over there tomorrow, sir.
Good. Number 4, now the victim. No apparent police record. No fingerprint record in our files. Meager reports on... yes, meager. Reports on her indicate she was quiet, industrious, and of comparatively good deportment, regardless of Mrs. Fanshaw's opinion of her.
Oh, how about the Rochester Row coincidence, sir?
Yes, of course. Number 5. Bus conductor says man with trunk alighted at Rochester Row with empty trunk. Taxi driver says he picked up man with heavy trunk at Rochester Row. Detail of constables and detectives under Inspector North commencing search of all buildings in Rochester Row. Very short street. Better put down that Sybil tomorrow. Results will be reported. I think that's about all at the moment, isn't it?
All I can think of, sir.
Very well, Sybil. Finish typing it and I'll sign it.
Yes, sir.
At 8 o'clock the next morning, Inspector North and his detail of 20 detectives and constables arrived in Rochester Row with a Scotland Yard lorry fetching the trunk, carefully covered with a tarpaulin so that it could be exhibited to the tenants for their identification. Followed by the lorry, they went from house to house, questioning every inhabitant. At 6 in the evening, when operations were suspended, the trunk had not been recognized. The next morning at 10:15, Inspector North telephoned me, asking me to come at once to 9A Rochester Row on the 4th floor of a business building. I puffed my way up the 4 flights of ancient, moldy stairs 20 minutes later.
Oh, Lou.
What's up, North?
North, this is Mr. Henry Elphinstone. Inspector Lowe.
How do you do?
Good morning, Inspector. I was saying to Inspector North that I recognized the trunk at once.
Good. I want to sit down.
Before you fall down, old chap, huh? Well, here you are. Now, go on.
I saw it in the hall outside this room one day last week.
I was right. Whose room was this?
Well, unfortunately, I've never seen him. My assistant rented this place to him on April the 11th. His name, Arthur Cunningham.
Where is he?
Skipped.
What?
He left without notice. The 6th, Thursday, that was.
What was his business?
Well, an estate agent, he said. Left this note on the table there. I got it out of our files.
Sorry, gone broke. Paid up to 11th. Please let typewriter people have a machine. Arthur L. Cunningham, who has been and gone and hopped it. You don't know if there must be another way of making a living.
I can give you the name of his bank. You should be able to find him quite quickly through them, sir.
Oh, most excellent man, Elphinstone. Now, who will carry me down 4 flights of stairs to a telephone?
At the Camberwell address furnished by Cunningham's bank, the landlady reported to Inspector Lowe that Cunningham had left the place on the 5th, leaving no forwarding address. But she remembered a letter addressed to Cunningham had been delivered to the house 2 days after he had departed. She gave the unopened letter to the inspector, who opened it legally at Scotland Yard and read it eagerly. It was a form letter from the Post Office Telegraphs Department.
We regret that your telegram, dated 3rd of May, to Mrs. Harriet Cunningham, Greyhound Hotel, Hammersmith, was undeliverable because... Aha! Inspector Lowe here. Put me through to Hammersmith, the Greyhound Hotel, Mrs. Harriet Cunningham at once. I'll wait, yes.
The innocent Mrs. Cunningham was only too glad to tell the inquiring friend where her husband was to be found, of course. The Hammersmith police picked him up in a pub that night, and the next day he confronted Inspector Lowe at Scotland Yard. He was quite at ease.
No, I'm sorry. I never saw the woman before. You know, I'm that old-fashioned character, faithful to my wife, Inspector.
Well, that's very commendable, I'm sure.
I admit I've been about the country a bit since I was demobbed last year. But I assure you all my travels were in quest of that elusive thing, a job.
I gather they're rather difficult to come by.
I found it, sir. I thought I had a good thing in this estate agent business, but I found myself possessed of nothing but my fare to Hammersmith to my wife. Fortunate she has a good job at the Greyhound there. Wonderful woman, Harriet. It was her 9pence I was buying my gin and it with at the pub where chaps found me.
You say you did see that trunk at the place in Rochester Row?
Yes, I think I'd seen it. I didn't take any special notice of it. It's a horrible thing.
Quite. Well, you've been quite open with me, and I appreciate it, Mr. Cunningham. You won't mind if I check up on the statements you've made?
Oh, of course not, of course not. I have nothing at all to conceal, sir.
Just as a matter of formality, do you mind having those 2 chaps who said they'd remember the man with the trunk, the shopkeeper, and the taxi driver? Do you mind having them look you over?
Oh, of course not. I do think, though, that you should parade 1 or 2 others with me to see if they can vote for one. Isn't that the proper procedure in detective circles?
Of course, I'll see to that. If I get them now and bring in one or two others to stand inspection with you...
Oh, well, let's get it over with, by all means.
I'll get them all at once, then.
All right, on with the show.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
Flannery, go on in. You can help me. I'm
Just a minute, sir. I was checking on relatives of the murdered woman.
Yes, in a moment.
This is her former husband.
Afternoon, sir.
You were married to Leonie Fonier?
Yes, sir.
Have you been in the mortuary?
We just came from there, sir. He recognized her.
Bloody awful, sir.
Tell the inspector why you divorced her.
I didn't divorce her. I just left her.
Tell the inspector why.
She was running around with another man.
Tell the inspector his name.
Arthur Cunningham, sir.
I was very happy as I ushered Sergeant Flannery, Sergeant Anstruther, Inspector North, and Constable Fletcher into my office. Stand along the wall there, I said, in the bright light with Mr. Cunningham. I picked up the telephone. Will you please send in those 3 men in the waiting room? Come in, gentlemen. Now, if you will look at this group of gentlemen very carefully, please, and tell me if you recognize one of them as the man you saw with the black trunk. Now, take your time. Yes, Mr. Hutchins, you sold a man the trunk. Is he present?
I don't see him.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Well, you assured me you could recognize him.
Not one of these.
Mr. Norwich, do you recognize the man who boarded your bus with the trunk?
Well, that tall one with the glasses.
That's Inspector North.
Well, if it ain't any idea, sir.
You, Dibble. Is the man who hailed your cab among these gentlemen?
No, sir. He had a moustache. Nobody here's got a moustache.
That's right.
You're certain that you do not identify any of these men?
Then I take it, Inspector, that none of us are criminals, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen. All of you.
Inspector Lowe's office, 11:30 that night. Only one lonesome light burning. The 2 men silent, thinking.
Oh, must you always be lighting that stinking pipe?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
Sorry, Sean. I didn't mean to speak so sharply.
I know. I'm just as upset as you are.
I was so sure. Teach me a lesson, I hope.
Those chaps were so certain they could identify him.
But they couldn't.
The taxi driver. I talked to him afterwards. That tall chap, he says. He might have been the one, except he hadn't no moustache.
I know.
And his hair was the wrong color.
A man can shave off a moustache.
Yes, and dye his hair.
Dye black hair?
Well, you can make it lighter.
I suppose.
Well, I don't know whether Cunningham did it or not, but I'm definitely of the opinion that the murder was committed in that place in Rochester Row where the trunk was.
An ideal setup for a murder. Tenant gone, place empty, the renting agent, that Elphinstone chap. Why, he didn't even miss Cunningham till the next morning.
Woman's husband said that she'd been running around with Cunningham. Well, she might have gone there to see him and found him gone. Friend husband could have been following her, caught her and cracked her neck.
By crikey.
He was tall and thin. He had dark hair and a moustache.
Well, we're not in such bad shape after all. Look, North and his crew are over there at Rochester Road taking the place apart, brick by brick. They're going to work all night, and perhaps they'll find something.
I devoutly hope so. Anyway, I'll have this husband fellow picked up and printed in case he left any marks of his paddies about over there.
Well, we'll start all over again. I'll go home and get a night's sleep, and we'll have our little group of talented identifiers in here early in the morning to tell us that's our boy. You know, you're an extremely clever man, Sergeant Flannery.
I'll have them all here first thing.
Yes, Inspector Lowe? Who? Oh, yes, Mac. Well, we were just leaving, but... Oh, not really. Of course we'll wait. Come on down. Mac up in the laboratory. Says he's been working on the contents of the trunk. Oh, not the late Mrs. Fonier, the other things. And he wants to show us something.
Did he say what?
Afraid I didn't give him a chance. He's fetching it down to us, whatever it is.
Well, I hope he hurries.
Come in. Hello, Mac.
Glad I caught you. It's just enough chance, but
What have you got?
What have you got?
Well, this is the duster that was in the trunk where the late lamented.
It looks awfully clean.
I just washed it. I wanted the blood stains. Look here under the light. Here, you see it in the corner? The blood stains covered it up before, and it's pretty faded.
Yeah. Greyhound Hotel, Hammersmith?
The hotel where Cunningham's wife works.
Is it important, Inspector?
It's rather small for a hangman's noose, Mac, old boy, but I fancy 'twill serve. 'Twill serve. Now, Sean, you get friend Cunningham out of his comfortable bed at about the time Dawn is mucking about with her rosy fingers. And you grasp Mr. Cunningham between the thumb and forefinger of the right hand and fetch him here to the waiting room. And watch him wait till I consent at last to see him.
Yes, sir. And then what, sir?
And then you and I'll make a short visit to the mortuary.
What for?
To see if the unfortunate lady on the slab is still smiling. 7:15 the next morning, a rather tousled, bleary-eyed Cunningham arrived at Scotland Yard with Sergeant Flannery and was seated to wait for my arrival. When I arrived at 9:30, he stopped me.
What's up now, Inspector?
Oh, just wanted to talk some things over with you. See you in a few minutes.
But look, I've not had my breakfast.
Well, I'll be with you in just a few moments.
Oh, Inspector Lowe.
Oh, yes, North.
I've something for you to look at once.
Just wait a bit, Cunningham. I'm sure you don't mind.
But, Inspector, what do you want?
Nice going, North, I said. A very good act. But North looked at me quite seriously. Not an act, Bob, he said. We found something. He handed me a little bottle cap. What's this, I asked.
Read it. We found it in the fireplace of Cunningham's place last night, alongside these hairpins. Now, you read what it says on the bottle cap.
Madame du Maurier's golden hair rinse. Why, North, I think Mr. Cunningham will be delighted to see that, after he's waited and sweated another hour or two. I let him in after 2 more hours. I'm afraid he was a rather pitiable sight. Flannery's cryptic remark to him as he passed by, something about new evidence, had ruined his sorely tried composure. And the waiting and speculating and wondering. I let him speak first.
I decided I'd better tell you the truth, Inspector.
I let him wait.
What I would like to know is this. I did kill her. But it was accidental. I didn't mean to do it. It was purely an accident. She came to my room.
You did know her, then?
I knew her slightly. She came to my rooms, and she demanded money, and she threatened me when I told her I had none.
How did she threaten you?
Hey?
How did she threaten you?
She struck at me, and I automatically struck back, and she fell and hit her forehead on the fender of the fireplace, and then...
Wait. The bruise was on the back of her head.
And I got panicky, and I stuffed her body in a trunk.
When did you bleach your hair?
What? But I tell you, I didn't murder her. I killed her accidentally, I tell you, accidentally.
Listen to me, Cunningham, before you say any more.
What?
Arthur Cunningham, I arrest you on a charge of willful murder. I warn you that anything you say will be taken down in writing and used in evidence against you. Now, go on with your story, if you like.
The crime.
Cunningham's admission at the trial that he had lured his former inamorata to his office to put an end to her threats of exposure, together with his eventual identification by the shopkeeper, the taxi driver, and the bus conductor, the stolen duster from the Hammersmith Hotel in which the body was wrapped, and other evidence produced by Scotland Yard, were of great importance at his trial.
The verdict.
My lord, we, the jury, find the prisoner guilty of willful murder.
The sentence.
To be hanged by the neck until you are dead. And may God have mercy on your soul.
You have heard the true story of Scotland Yard case number 498 MR 381. The names of all participants have been changed for obvious reasons. The research on Whitehall 1212 is done by Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter of the London Daily Express, and the stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Next, listen for Tales of the Texas Rangers on NBC.